Hi everyone, welcome back. I am joined once again by Laura from T2M Sensory.
Hello everyone.
Hi Laura. Today we're going to talk about Teresa Helbig fragrances, which I know literally nothing about, but was introduced to them by you. So if you want to take it away and tell us a little bit.
Teresa Helbig is amazing, spectacular fashion designer. She's from Barcelona, so the range is from Barcelona. Everything is solely manufactured in Barcelona. That's very important to her and the brand in terms of making sure that they're using all of those local artisans and that everything stays local, because there is this sort of overseas thing happening or sourcing things from different places, but I think they really wanted to, she wanted to keep everything close by at home in Barcelona.
Even all the raw ingredients, as many of the raw ingredients as possible? Well,
I think in terms of the fragrances, so the fragrances are all made by top-end French perfumers. So I wouldn't say that the certain essences and notes, because obviously you know, vetiver or whatever comes mainly from Haiti or you know, different places. So, but generally in terms of the packaging and the bottles and everything is all made in Barcelona. So Teresa Helbig, she's a fashion designer and she's so cool. You'll have to look her up, start following her on Instagram, and this collection really represents her style, and a real sense of this modern woman of today who is stylish, a little bit bohemian, and also a bit wild. But then also, you know, just this kind of the new modern power woman, I guess. So someone who's quite balanced and but then, you know, just likes to get out there and be a little bit crazy too. So that's what I really love about her fragrances.
I got samples of these, and for anyone who follows me on Instagram, I posted like a short snippet of my impressions when I wore them, and I've got to say each of the three that I tried were like I loved, and they're completely unisex for starters. I think. And we'll talk about them quickly individually, but they're all very different and they're all amazing. Yeah,
the one thing that you know, as you would probably know, I've smelt a lot of fragrances over the years, and so and as I said, this brand wowed me because there's so many perfumes out there that are, I guess, following maybe a trend or following the mass market, I guess, a little bit more. But these are appealing to a lot of people, I think, but then they're just so different and individual too.
I don't know if it was done deliberately. For starters, I like the fact that there are only the three fragrances, and you know, we've got basically like a musky fragrance, a leather, and a tobacco, essentially. Well, they were the main things I picked up from each of them, but they're all done really well. They're completely wearable, but the quality, it's like they just smell quality as well.
Completely.
They're not, you know, groundbreaking or trying to be too avant-garde. No. They're just done really well.
It's like, do you know what it's like, what fragrance kind of used to be in the beginning, and but then a new modern wave of that. That's kind of what I feel for these fragrances. And let's start talking about Tangier Memories. I'm actually wearing this today, and actually this fragrance in particular, personally for me, every time I wear it, it reminds me of my childhood. And it reminds me of my auntie, and my auntie is like this. She's a really stylish, cool, sophisticated woman, so it works. It actually works quite perfectly. Tangier Memories is it's inspired by Morocco. So obviously the city of Tangier, and so there's Teresa wanted to capture the Mediterranean light there, and the markets and the spices, and which attracts artists, intellectuals, and it's just a real mystical city, I guess. So let's spray and have a smell. So what I love about these two is that they develop so incredible. They go on a journey on the skin, and they really do change. And they, again, they're all eau de parfum fragrances, and they last like all day on the skin, pretty much. I can wear it in the morning, and then I'll smell it in the evening. And when I first tried them, I was like, wow, these really do change and turn into something quite different at the end. And I do find this one in particular, it's sweet, but it's not sickly sweet, especially on skin.
Yeah, well, the one thing I'll say is it's one of the best leather notes that I've smelled, but it's almost like they're sitting on that leather. It's like I don't know if it's orange or orange blossom, but there is something that's giving that kind of sweetness on it, but it develops starts to develop almost straight away.
Yes,
so, yeah.
It does. It's an oriental fragrance, and this is the top notes. You have some bergamot, pink berries, black pepper, and middle notes. This is where the sweet notes come in: cranberry and raspberry, and then pomerose and benzoin, and then the base is red leather, tonka bean, and musk.
It's just gorgeous, and if anyone is wondering, it's certainly not your Tuscan leather.
No,
clone.
no.
This is
sweet, sexy sophistication.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is really. I don't know how she's done it, but it does. She really captures the sense of that, the balance.
It's the light. You do get the light too, and probably. It's a lighter leather accord. The berries help with that as well.
Yeah. And I don't think anyone. I think if you know there's leather in there and you smell it, you smell the leather. But I don't think anyone really smells it and thinks, oh, it's a leather fragrance in particular. No. But then when you know it's there, you can smell it.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
and people like me or you, like who are fragrance nerds, would go, oh yeah, there's leather in there and stuff. But I wouldn't have picked the particular berries or cranberry just because I don't spend time smelling those things. But when you realise that they're there, you go, that's what it is. Yeah.
That's what's giving it that special.
Sunshine.
Tart sweetness, because they're both cranberry and have got like a tartness.
Yeah, but not too bracing.
Yes, that's correct. Her words are: "City where time stood still on the cusp of two worlds, one known, the other a mystery." It's just capturing the mystery of and the magical city of Tangier. The other thing I'll just mention too, I love her boxes and her packaging. They're really beautiful. So she's actually she's put this. This is representing ribbon.
Okay.
So what Teresa does with all of her fashion is that when she makes really incredible bespoke pieces of clothing. And so, or she makes all hand done pieces. So she's what she does is when she delivers if somebody buys one of her pieces, she puts the dress into like a box that's similar to this wraps black ribbon around it. So she's done the same thing with tried to reflect that with her packaging here and the fragrances to have that symmetry. Now, Teresa. So Teresa, embracing every facet of her personality, as I was saying, it's like bohemian yet provocative and quotish, and so this is capturing that. I think this is a power woman scent, in my opinion, but also for men.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see what you think.
Well, fittingly, my memory of it when I did wear it was it seemed to be the most complex out of the three.
Yes.
But not in a too busy way.
Yes. So I sort of would describe it as a rich citrus floral. But it's kind of hard to put it into a category this because it really is quite a tobacco fragrance, isn't it?
Yeah, it's I wouldn't even say, it's almost like a spiced tobacco.
Yeah.
Resinous as well. Mm-hmm. But it's so it's just so thick, and I find this quite opulent, but in a really simple way.
Well, it's bold yet sensitive, and then she also, some of her words are a lover of classics but still breaking rules, elegant yet bohemian, and then, as I said, quotation provocative. So it's
Is there benzoin in here?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, because that's really coming through a lot for me.
Okay.
And I'm really liking it. Sometimes it can be too much in some fragrances. Okay. But yeah, it's really nice.
So the top notes of this is neroli, bergamot, or bergamot, should I say?
What is the correct way to say it?
I think it's bergamot, because it's from Italy, so in Italian it's bergamotto.
Bergamotto, yeah.
Si. So I would say it's bergamot. It's just that since I was a kid, I was saying it wrong.
Do the French say bergamot?
Well, maybe they do. Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe people are going to be commenting, going, "Oh, it's this." It's
Someone
this.
will correct me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, but I think it's bergamot.
Yeah.
If I'm saying it in English, but I could be wrong. But I do know it is definitely bergamotto because my partner is Italian and he always corrects me if I say it wrong. So we've got neroli, bergamot, yellow mandarin in the top. And then in the middle notes you have ylang ylang, ambret seeds, pepper, berries. So she's used berries sort of a little bit in both fragrances. And then the base is oak, tobacco and benzoin. I think the benzoin, oak and tobacco, you can smell it straight from the start. You get the citrus burst at the start, and then you get all of those woody sort of oaky notes. Again, I think I was wearing this either yesterday or the day before, and I really enjoyed it. It's a really beautiful fragrance. And last of all,
my favourite named perfume.
I know, isn't it amazing? Teresa has a bulldog, and this fragrance is dedicated to her bulldog who witnesses her atelier life. This kind of, it's like he's the muse. So this fragrance is called A Bulldog in the Atelier, and I love the combination of these notes. When you hear what's in it, and if you do smell it at some point, you will be you'll be surprised, I think, from reading the notes and then smelling the fragrance. This is it's hard to say I've got a favourite because I do like them all individually, but I think that I have a feeling this will be a bestseller in the collection. But that's so hard to say because it's so personal, you know.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. That is.
I know, it's good, isn't it? A colleague of mine, a man wears this, and it is as delicious on men as it is on women.
It is, because when I sprayed this on, I sprayed it on. Usually I'll look at what notes are in there before I spray something on. But this one I just sprayed on, and I go, oh wow, and what I get a lot of what I would describe as pink rose in the opening, muskiness.
Yeah.
But it's just.
It's got like almost like a very slight, not intense, milky kind of creamy sweetness in there.
Well, it smells like there's some vanilla-y sort of aspect in the base as well. But again, it's like really well balanced, like the other two.
Completely.
Nothing's dominating, and it's just creating like this unique, beautiful
completely.
scent.
So in the top notes we have Roman chamomile, coriander seed, and pepper. And then in the middle notes you have coriander again, nutmeg and vetiver. And in the base we have vanilla, sandalwood and patchouli.
You know, if I'd read those notes, I would not have ever expected it to smell the way it does.
Completely. When I read the notes, I was like,
so
how is that?
There's no rose in this?
There's no rose.
Do you smell rose?
Yeah, I do. Like, I know what you're saying. Yeah. It's really like putting a rose up to your nose with the sort of sweet, warm, musky.
It is
absolutely
beautiful.
Divine. Yeah.
Like if I had to,
it's really hard to describe it actually, but
if I was hard pressed to, I'd say, you know, if someone was pressing me, I'd say that's probably the most feminine of the three to me.
Really?
Yeah. But that's only, you know, if I had to choose, because they're all obviously unisex fragrances, and because when you were describing Teresa herself, like I didn't want people to think that she made these fragrances for women.
No.
So I would completely wear all of them.
Yes, and I think that obviously because it's inspired by her herself and her work and her life, so they're representing sort of that atelier life and the freedom of expressing yourself, and being proud of who you are and your personality and expressing that. And I think I really love that about these fragrances, because I think that they really do express personality in each one of them. Because it's so interesting though when I first tried each of the fragrances, and then you try them again, and then you try them maybe a third time, you start to see them differently again. You have a way of looking at them, and then you start to go, oh, well, I actually am now preferring this one than this one. But that's always based on, I guess, your mood, how you're feeling, all of that. But I actually initially thought that Teresa was actually the most feminine. But I'm finding that's obviously everybody that I show these fragrances, everybody has a different favourite, and thinks differently of each one. So and that's the beauty of this. Like, as I said, this reminds me of my sophisticated, classy auntie, and that's a really nice memory for me.
I think anyone who is as interested in fragrances and perfumes will love that aspect of them, like the personal associations we make with them. And these three, as you were saying that, I was thinking that these the type of fragrances that you can really easily associate with a person or a thing. I know you can say that about a lot of fragrances, but like I know for me personally, when I tried these for the first time, they were like instantly evocative.
Yes, because as I said in the beginning, you don't smell these and say, that smells like something else. They smell complete. Like, this smells like Tangier Memories, and I haven't smelled anything that smells like this. So, which is why I love them so much, and I think that they will do well, because they have that bold individuality about them, but they're just so beautifully put together. That's the main thing. I think.
And again, simple but really beautiful packaging. So are they all EDP?
So they're all eau de parfum concentration, and they're 100 mils, and they retail in Australia for $220.
That's pretty.
Which is good.
Good price.
Great price. And also there is actually, you were saying that there's 3 fragrances. There's one more being launched this year, which I'm super excited about. So it'll be four fragrances in the collection, and the new fragrance is called Old Money. Yeah, I'm really excited. I haven't smelt it yet. I'm waiting on the sample to arrive, but I'm very excited because it's got some fig in it, and I love fig, and I'm super excited about that. I'm sure that you won't smell it and think, oh, it's a fig tree, but it has got fig in it, so I'm quite excited about that.
Excellent.
So maybe we'll have to come back and do a review and talk about Old Money when it comes out.
Alright, so I'll leave a link to Teresa Helbig's website in the description. Please follow T2M Sensory on Instagram because there's some great pics that Laura puts up.
Yes, this is an upcoming brand, so watch this space.
Fantastic. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Pep.
We'll see you next time. Bye.